English translation, 460th contact, Monday, 3rd March 2008, 0:43 hours.
Ah, there you are, my child. Be warmly welcome and equally warmly greeted. It is a pleasant surprise, because I was not expecting visitors. So when you called me half an hour ago, I was really not prepared for it, because Ptah told me on his last visit that he would be absent until mid-March. I really was not expecting you. That is why I prepared for you the introduction by Hans Georg for the new book, Goblet of the Truth, so that you could pick it up and present it to Ptah. And since you brought it back to me last week with the note that Ptah is fine with it, but you did not show up at my place, I thought nobody would come here.
That was not intended either, dear father friend. But since I had to watch your March meeting, I noticed that you were absent on both days. So I looked around and found that you were not well. And you look really pitiful, which makes me want to take care of you now. But first I want to greet you like this, and with this I want to see what health problems you have.
The day before last Thursday, I was at the doctor's, but he did not find any bacteria in my blood, but he diagnosed a solid flu, with inflammations from the abdomen to the head. Strangely enough, I have not got any pain, but I had a strong fever up to 40 degrees Celsius. Then it leveled off at 38 degrees. Neither the antiviral medication from the doctor nor all the various home remedies helped to cure the evil. Also, the anti-fever medication did not help during all the 16 days that I am now lying flat.
Your appearance is really not pleasing. But now let me find out what kind of suffering has afflicted you. From what you tell me, it seems to be a strange flu. Here, with this device, which you already know, I will now diagnose which evil has actually afflicted you and then treat it. So sit still and breathe normally, dear friend. You are not affected by a flu, even if there is inflammation in the whole body from the abdomen to the head. My device does not show a flu effect, but a very severe physical overload or physical breakdown, which has also led to a complete breakdown of the immune system. And I have to counteract this, which I can do not here, but only in my flying apparatus, which is why we have to go there. After the treatment, you will feel well again, but you should rest for 2 or 3 days afterwards.
Physical overload, so from where? I have not done anything unusual. At least I would not know anything like that.
From Ptah, I know what incredible work you have done with regard to the Book of the Prophets or the Goblet of the Truth. That is the explanation for your health breakdown, which you really should not consider as easy because the truth is that the whole thing is very serious, which is why I will do the necessary things against it.
I feel lousy, which is why I'm glad you can help me. But I do not think it is going to be that bad.
Your breakdown is not harmless. And I want to advise you not to do such might-demanding work again. Not only does retrieving the information demand great energies and powers from you, but otherwise, the formulation and coding of the whole thing. You are not a superhuman. Even if you often demand energies and powers that are actually beyond your capacity, as with the Goblet of the Truth, which is why the physical and immune breakdown has now thrown you down. You should really be more considerate of yourself.
Yes, girl, I guess you are right. I have probably taken on too much in the last 2 months. I am also already an old geezer.
It is not only the work with the Goblet of the Truth, because as I know you have spent your whole life again and again and again until your last energies and powers. But now, dear father friend, I no longer want to talk but to act. We are now entering my flying machine where I will connect you to a device and fix the evil. We can talk more afterwards. So come now.
After a 20-minute stay and treatment in Florina's ship, now back in the office.
Thank you again very much, my child. I am now really well again, and also in my breast I have become free again. The pressure is largely gone.
Everything will regenerate completely in the next weeks, during which you should take it easy on yourself.
Thanks again, Florina. I will follow your advice, because I do not want to provoke the whole thing again. I have had enough. I will cut back a little. But may I ask you something else? Because we should clarify something in the group. And I would also be very happy if you could ask Quetzal if he could come here next week, or the week after next. Because I have to discuss some important things with him, which are his responsibility. There are some ambiguities that need to be clarified, which should be done by the third weekend at the latest.
If things are so important, I will inform Quetzal as soon as I am back in my flying machine, whereupon I will give you his answer. But what do you want to ask me?
Look here, please read this once.
Yes, I read it. What do you want with it?
Look at this. What do you understand by taking up regular wage work in payroll employment or professional practice? It is Quetzal's formulation.
In my opinion, this execution refers to a regular employment with a regular wage.
Aha, that is how I also see it. In other words, I would say, taking up a regular job with a regular salary and a regular occupation, by which I think that this means a regular professional occupation with a regular salary, which corresponds to a reasonable standard of living, which covers all living costs and necessities as well as the obligations to the state, such as taxes and all matters of security, including insurance, as is necessary and partly required by law here on Earth.
You understand very well how to formulate the facts correctly in just a few words. And what you say also corresponds to my sense regarding the taking up regular wage work, payroll employment, or professional practice, as it is written here.
Thanks for your explanation. So I am on the right track, and I have understood the whole thing correctly. But I still have to clarify these things with Quetzal, although I think that perhaps a better wording or an addition is necessary to clear up ambiguities and misunderstandings.
That will probably be the case if misunderstandings have arisen from it.
That is indeed the case. Are there any new things concerning the alien universe? Radern universe, you call it, if I remember correctly. Are there any new insights?
If your question refers to new worlds inhabited by humans, then I must disappoint you, because more such worlds have not been found yet except those you already know about. Like the Dern universe, the Radern universe is also sparsely populated by human life forms.
I guess it is. But are you already exploring other space-time structures in the new universe?
No, we are not yet given the opportunity for this, which will remain so for a long time to come, because the necessary conditions must first be created.
But even if you do, it will not be possible to find masses of planets with humanities.
That will be the case.
Reality is a little different than what science fiction movies make us believe, that there are worlds inhabited by humans in every corner of the universe. In truth, they are extremely rare, which is why your Federation is scattered over 50 million light-years, and comprises two different space-time structures, if I remember Quetzal's explanations correctly.
Your memory is not deceiving you. Worlds habitable by human life forms are seldom found in all space-time structures of the universe.
Quetzal once said that the same is true of planets that support only animal and vegetable life. Worlds on which the lowest life exists, such as microbes and bacteria, are more frequent. Such worlds could be very hot, also normal or very cold, so to speak, if there is also life that exists in or on fire planets or ice planets, etc.
That corresponds to our scientific findings. But now, dear fatherly friend, I must go back to my duties. Farewell, and be careful to be really gentle with yourself and not to put yourself in such a health-endangering situation as you have done by your overexertion.
I promise, my child. Then farewell, and it was also an unusual pleasure to have you visit me without— oh well, thank you very much again.
We will come, my dear friend, goodbye. Be well.